Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well. It's time for some more GG Leagues Elite League Rocket League. I'm Mr. Bepic, and I'm joined in the booth by the magnificent Cyro Stims. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good myself. My voice is feeling a little bit better because it was definitely a little rough last week, but I'm not going to blame Rocket League for that because it was a banger 7 game series last week. And between these two teams, Stanislaus and the Replay Stallions, I'm expecting another banger series. And this series is extremely important for Stanislaus, who are
Yes.
sitting on the cusp of making it into playoffs.
They are on that bubble, currently tied for fourth with SEMO Esports RLJV. And, well, that's how it displays in the standings, at least, because the tiebreaker is held by CSU Stanislaus. So technically, they are in fourth with a win here. Just simply win, and you are in Stanislaus. Go to 4-3 on your overall standings, and you get that number 4 spot going into playoffs. So they have their fate in their own hands, and that's more than a lot of teams can say.
Yeah, now the Stallions, they're probably just outside the bubble. I haven't done a deep dive into the bracket, but they could be looking to play some upset here as we are getting into game one right now between Stanislaus and the Replay Stallions. And it's looking to be a fun series tonight.
Oh, I was close there for Stanislaus already. Starting off quickly, Cyro Stims. They need that early pressure. I'm sure they just want to make this an easy series, get it over and done with without too much of a headache, and that's nearly the way to start it off. Another chance so close to going in.
So it is Stanislaus on the blue side and the Replay Stallions on the orange side for this series tonight. And as you said, the chances have come quick and furious. So we see Chapito coming off the wall for you, puts up the Delta. Delta a little bit wide on the near post though, and this could be an attack opportunity here. But Cookie keeps it in the zone, goes up for the challenge. And now it's Delta once again playing up on the wall. Delta always a force to be reckoned with because last week the man was everywhere. So hopefully another stellar performance coming out of him.
Well, we shall see. So far, it has been so difficult for our boys in orange to escape from their own half, but JP's a change to that, nearly going past all three blue cars, but no dice. Delta right back in action is still continuing to play all over the pitch, just putting pressure on the orange net, but right now it is really solely in the hands of CSU. They've controlled possession for the most part. No goal to show for it, but you feel like that'll come eventually.
Oh.
That was a close chance to replace Stallions, however.
Yeah, Gork just couldn't quite find the next touch needed, so Chapito puts this one up off the backboard. It's a bit of a floater, goes over the net, somewhat harmlessly, we'll say. But Gork with the clear. Cookie Thief is back to receive this one. He's going to guide into the corner and look to set up a play as he picks up a big boost. Bit of an awkward touch off the corner, but he beats one defender. Trying to find a teammate. I don't think he has anyone there, but now it's going to go the other way. Gork puts that one up high, and a good demo coming out of Cookie Thief stops momentum.
Oh!
And, ooh, a great challenge, and no, the dunk doesn't happen. Delta's there, but a weak touch on net, and that ball is still bouncing dangerously there. Delta high, does he find the double? No.
Oh.
Yes, he does! Delta finds the double with two defenders in net.
That was so incredibly awkward for the defense right there. So many consecutive challenges won by Stanislaus, and the two defenders were in net, but they didn't have too much of a hope of saving that. Gork had nearly zero boost sitting there on the goal line, and it was awkward for Cernox to read as well. So finally, that first goal falls for Stanislaus off the kickoff, though. Gork wanted a quick answer, but the defense gets in the way.
Yes, it was a good strike coming out of Gork, though, and that's exactly what they needed. Just to say, hey, you may have gotten a goal, but we're still in this. Even Cernox is having that aggressive, offensive challenges there as well, which is always good to see. So Delta doesn't quite get the ball cleared, and it's JP's with the shot, but this one's coming out pretty good. Delta with the redirect. It's a bit on target. Dunk isn't there, though. Delta with the midfield stop, puts it high. Nobody's there on the rotation to pick it up. Cookie Thief is back for it, but he has to watch it go into the corner as Delta comes off the wall. He clears it with a good shot. That looks to be on net there, but it is picked up by Gork, who just puts it into the corner. He's going to try and carry away with it, but a weak touch there. Maybe gives Stanislaus a chance as Delta with another shot here, forces the save from JP's. And once again, Stanislaus is starting to get their offensive wheels under them.
They are. It's like a slow burn type offense right now from Stanislaus. It's like a space heater where it starts off pretty cool and then it slowly warms up after about 10 minutes. Your room is nice and heated. They are playing controlled Rocket League where they just win challenges. They take pot shots, make the defense waste boost, and play that slow game, but speeding things up. That's a nice down by Cookie Thief on the retreat, the defensive end. This 1-goal lead right now looking pretty safe for Stanislaus.
The 1-goal lead. While you said it's looking kind of safe, it doesn't always feel the safest. Now with them controlling the tempo of the game, it does help with that. But honestly, one good clear, and as I say that, Delta just robs the clear out from under the replay Stallions and gets the second goal.
Well, there have been close chances, a couple for replay Stallions, but when it comes to clinicalness in offense, CSU definitely has had the advantage in this series so far. They've had the majority of the chances, and they have put away the ones they needed to. Delta, he's been the real catalyst for this side, scoring both of them, nearly facilitating a third, but under a minute to go. All CSU has to do is play solid Rocket League like they've been doing all game, and game one's theirs. A save.
Delta just running all over the pitch right now and definitely setting the tempo and leading the way for Stanislaus. Though JP is trying to make something happen, and Chapito is just back in time to guide it across the far side of the post, but JP is there with the corner challenge. Puts it off the backboard, he's trying to find the touch.
Ooh.
No dunk though, Gore can't find the follow-up as it was an empty net there. He's still trying to make a play happen, but a good challenge out of Delta clears the ball past the midfield. And now we're down to the final seconds here. JP's up for it, he has some boost. But no, Delta is already there, dusting the man. And now Cookie Thief is trying to clear it, just the final 10 seconds. And it is the replay Stallions getting one back. Can they make the miracle happen with 9 seconds left?
I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, two players came from the corner going for that ball, and all alone in defense was our last man of CSU. Was covering the near post instead of the back post, and great placement from the replay Stallions. Get them back within one.
Oh, okay, it's a bit wide there, otherwise it was looking dangerous. Gork off the corner, and it just needs to touch the ground. Come on, Stanislaus, just knock it down. Don't do anything fancy. Gork keeps it up, and there it is. Game one going over to Stanislaus.
A little hairy at the end there. Stanislaus played controlled for the most part of that game, but then the offensive replay Stallions started to gain some ground there at the end of game one. They put 5 shots on, which is half of what CSU put up, but that was some solid end game. If they can take that into game two, then we've got ourselves a series.
And I'm glad that Delta was living up to my expectations there, because Delta had 7 shots alone in that first match. Definitely an offensive powerhouse. And without any more said, we are hopping into game 2 right now, where Stanislaus have the series lead. And so Chapita, he puts one off the backboard, but it's picked up by Cernox, who puts into the corner. Now it's Gorox and Cernox. Gork, sorry. Names always trip me up.
They will do that, and
Ooh.
being tripped up on the near post there, Cookie Thief couldn't read the quick ball out of the corner, and replay Stallions strike first in this one. So that is the end game play of RSA, bleeding into game 2, and they netted themselves a lead as a result.
Yeah, and we saw that the 1-goal leads weren't always the safest last game, because they did need that second goal to bring it home, but this is the first look we've had at Stanislaus from behind. So let's see how they adapt to the pressure, and it looks like they're trying to get a quick transition play going as they bring all 3 up past the midfield. Cookie Thief with an excellent opportunity, but he whiffs on the shot, but Delta is there to keep the offensive pressure going as they reset their rotations.
It is worth noting that the replay Stallions did a great job of weathering the Stanislaus storm. So many chances in game 1 did not find the back of the net. That was why it was so close, and it's kind of the same case here. The defense of RSA playing good enough Rocket League, and with this 1-goal lead, good enough is good enough to keep their lead intact, but they have to continue to find those clears to reset the offense of Stanislaus. Those are key to their success.
Delta once more had an opportunity there, and you can tell that they're just off their shooting range right now, but they're still looking deadly with the amount of opportunities they're generating for themselves. So now it's Replay Stallions with the shot on net. It's in,
Oh.
just under the crossbar. And what a shot by Gork.
Incredible shot from Gork, top shelf from the center circle, using all of the power that Dominus of theirs could muster, and there is no hope of saving that for Stanislaus. Now put in the same position in this game that they put RSA in the last game, down to fairly early on, and we'll see really now how they fight from behind.
Yeah, JP's looking for the flip reset, but couldn't quite make contact for the ball to get that reset charged. But either way, Gork is there, keep the ball in the offensive end. Now Cernox, but a double commit there. It's on net, but Cookie Thief with a good hard clear. Delta's up. He puts it just a bit wide. Finds the double touch, and what a dunk!
Oh my! Delta from the heavens above off the back wall, slamming home the first for Stanislaus. That is an emphatic double tap if I have ever seen one. That is how you get your offense going. I was going to talk about how there have been a lot of opportunities missed by Stanislaus, but Delta taking that talking point right out of my mouth.
I mean, I don't know if it's too early to say this, but that could be the play of the night that we just witnessed. Because we saw it in the chat, even the players were like, oh my god, that was amazing. And yeah, as Bepic said, our words are just stripped from our mouth right now as we bask in Delta's glory. But either way, Delta and his team is still one goal down and they need to come back. And right now, the Replay Stallions are going to try and keep that pressure going, try and maintain their lead, if not grow it. But Delta with a booming shot, it's off the backboard, it's dropping in front of the net. Nobody's there, but Chopito, he doesn't quite get the read, so ultimately it's a bit of a harmless ball.
There have been a couple of those balls where Stanislaus have had it in a good position, but then that last read doesn't come through, and a ball's missed or mishit or something. And that's why I was going to talk about so many opportunities being missed by Stanislaus. Yes, it's good defense from RSA, but it's also missed touches from Stanislaus. They're going to have to figure that out. It feels like right now Delta is the guy to help them figure that out. As he misses.
Yeah, it's all about enabling Delta right now from the side of Stanislaus. The man's just been generating too much pressure to really just bear. I'm trying to find the words here just to describe how strong a performance Delta is putting on. He's leading his team in almost every metric, I feel, and his team needs to rally behind him, enable Delta, give Delta the chances to make those outplays, because we just saw one of those. But with a minute 30, they do need to make these adaptations quickly. So Chupito does put that one down. Gork with shot, Delta's there for the challenge, and now it's Knox. But a weak touch should allow a transition here for Stanislaus to make a play.
Well, the Cookie Thief and what they can do with this great dunk to establish offense, putting the ball to the back wall and setting up your teammates for success was key there for the Cookie Thief, and continuing it. Good midfield control from Stanislaus, but they couldn't keep it going. Too deep a rotation on that clear. Maybe if it doesn't keep control, not all hope is lost, but yeah, it looks like Stanislaus will have to reset. They've got a minute, but can't afford double commits like that. That was scary.
Yeah, now it's JP's challenge there on Delta. Keeps the ball in the offensive zone. The clock just ticking down ever so slowly, or quickly if you're Stanislaus feeling that pressure. But Delta with a chance on net, but he got demoed there. And now Cookie Thief just sends it a bit wide, trying to get these offensive touches going. But JP's with an open net, and he finds it as Delta was caught turning.
Great positioning from JP downfield, realizing that a pass likely to come through, or just maybe hoping a pass would come through, and it most certainly did. A great find by Gork, just trying to beat a blue car off that side wall, and he did. 3-1, insurance found late. Now Stanislaus going to have to come back from 2.
Yeah, with 25 seconds, it's going to be a tall order for sure, but if anyone can do it, it will be Delta. But a failed pinch there keeps the ball in play for the Replay Stallions, and they were looking for a 4th goal there. Now with 13 seconds left, they do actually find their 4th goal, and I don't think it's too early to say, but game 2 will be going in favor of the Replay Stallions. Now it's just making a formality.
The retaliation from the Replay Stallions. It was close in game 1, but game 2 RSA kind of ran away with it there at the very end. So Nice adjustments from them. They were hitting their shots, which honestly, aside from that Delta double tap, cannot be said for Stanislaus. Yes, again, there were chances for CSU, but they couldn't make the most of them. If they start capitalizing more on their offense, then, I mean, this series is Stanislaus's. But until then, RSA have themselves firmly in position to take it.
Yeah, the replay Stallions definitely finding their wheels and traction here in this game as they were the shots leader, which makes sense because they also had the most goals. So 7 shots compared to the 3 coming out of Stanislaus. But I think the storyline for game 2 was that magnificent play coming out of Delta. And I'm looking forward to more of those plays in the future because I feel that is Stanislaus's win condition now. Unlock Delta and let him style on the enemy.
I think we should talk about how great a team performance we just saw out of Replay Stallions Academy. That was a full squad performance. Everyone scored. There were 3 of those 4 goals assisted, and the passing plays were crisp. I mean, my mind goes back to that Gork to JP's upfield play. That was clean, and JP's had the easiest net he'll have all night, probably. So if they can continue that, keep Stanislaus in defense thanks to solid team play, finding one another in stride, then the Replay Stallions can play a huge upset factor in the overall standings of Division A.
Yeah, and I do agree with you there that the replay Stallions, they were performing as a team there. As you mentioned, their passing was on target, it was in stride,
Mhm.
and it looked so cleanly with how they're able to finish those passes with goals as well. And that is their win condition, just like Delta is the win condition for
Right.
Stanislaus. Whichever team plays to their win condition the best will usually take the match. And so series tied at 1. It's definitely getting spicy by the feels of it. Oh, I don't actually know how to predict the rest of this series. I kind of want to favor Stanislaus just with them being on the cusp of playoffs, but my heart always goes out to the underdogs. It's always such a compelling story, I feel.
Yeah, and this point of the season, if Stanislaus knows that they're fighting for a playoff spot, then we could see nerves factor into their play in this series. And perhaps we have already. I pointed out the misses that we've seen in offense. That definitely could be nerves. I know when I'm nervous about competitive play, I miss a lot more balls than I typically do. And if you let that get to your head, then you start to drop games and then series that you really shouldn't. I mean, this is the 4th place team playing the 7th place team, and Stanislaus should be taking it on paper. But right now, we play Stallions look like the more complete team, and Stanislaus going to have to figure it out.
Yeah. So we are hopping into game 3 here. And so far, it's a bit of a neutral kickoff, but Delta with the first touch after that sends it deep off the backboard, but Gork is there. Now Cookie trying to make the play happen. And it seems like Stanislaus are coming out fast and furious as they score the first goal within 11 seconds.
And if you can't beat them, join them. Great team play from Stanislaus, joining the offensive strategy of their opponents and finding one another in offense. Great play by Cookie Thief to set up Torpedo for success. And there it is. His 2 teammates helping him out. Delta no longer doing everything himself, like it kind of felt like in game 2.
Yeah, just Cookie with a great little dribble play to beat one challenger, set it across for his teammate for the open side of the net. It was just a well-executed play, and now they have the 1-goal lead, which we saw them turn into the game 1 victory. But now it's another chance here, but Gork with the save there. Cookie Thief puts that one back up. He's just trying to follow his own ball there, but it's picked up by Gork there. Torpedo with a clean shot, but he puts it wide on the near post. So now it could be a transition play for Cernox. He's looking, he's dribbling, he's trying to get a flick going, but no, there's 2 defenders there. Cookie Thief saves the ball, and it is going to be a clear now for Stanislaus.
I love the strategy from CSU to always hunt for the man controlling the ball in transition. When blue cars are rotating back towards their net, they're hunting down orange cars, trying to blow them up and take away possession. That's what worked fairly well in game 1 to help Stanislaus keep possession. And, well, what's working here in game 3 is some nice shooting. Cookie Thief has his imprint all over these first 2 goals.
Yeah, Cookie Thief was waiting with his engine in the cookie jar there because he saw the poor defensive touch coming and just pounced on it as soon as it hit his body.
A minute in, and so far in these first 3 games, it's been 2-0 leads for whichever team has ended up winning the game, and this 2-goal lead going to be cut down fairly quickly. JP's a bit of a freebie there. I said the one earlier might be the freest goal of his career, and I think this one might be Zyro. That net was undefended.
Yeah, we saw Delta just kind of sail by there, so I think he either misread or misflipped that one. But either way, they have that 1-goal lead still, so at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing that could happen, but definitely not an ideal situation for Stanislaus, who really wants to regain momentum in the series.
Cookie Thief shut down by Gork. Fortunately, Delta was last man there and found the save. Cernox the same, out to Gork. Another team passing play to help escape defense. Replay Stallions sticking to that strategy, and here it is again. Cernox, a pass from Gork. Shot denied, though, by the defender. No clear, however. And Stanislaus will have to continue to work from their back line, and they don't have to anymore, but that's because a goal was scored against them.
Yeah, and once again, it's Delta not quite getting the touches needed as that ball just got away from him. Couldn't get his tires back on the ground to get the challenge successfully, and it just sails right in. So a tied game overall, and Delta maybe is starting to feel those nerves that you mentioned during the intermission.
Small mistakes can turn into big ones. Cookie Thief, though, feeling comfortable, setting up Chapito. Oh, Gork. Right place, right time, great save.
Yes, and now Delta is once more trying to control the ball in the midfield, though. Cookie comes out. He's going to corral this ball into the corner, but he has a tall task if he's trying to get it by anyone there. But he gets it robbed off the hood of his card there. So Cernox puts this one deep. Delta does get the challenge in the corner, guides it out for its team. It is going to be Chapito trying to follow through with that pass, but it doesn't quite connect, and now it's Cookie. Has a little bit of boost, but not quite the altitude needed to make that play happen. Still going to keep the ball in the offensive end while he looks to reset with his rotation.
Box, Stanislaus starting to form more and more pressure. I love the team fake there, but Gork again being that stoic third man for Replay Stallions. He's just been in the right place at the right time. Great position, but he's not there that time. Cookie Thief going to net. I believe it's just his second, but he's participated in all 3. CSU up by 1.
Yeah, just a great follow through on Cookie Thief, and this is definitely taking the pressure off of Delta to perform. I think his goal last game really fired up his team because now we are seeing both Cookie Thief and Chapito really step it up in this series and allowing Delta to focus a little bit more on defense, though he has had a few fumbles there so far in this game 3.
Here's Chapito solo through 1. JP's though. It doesn't get the save, but Chapito's setting up. Cookie Thief wants that hat trick, going to be denied. Now the ceiling. Delta setting up Cookie Thief for a strange backwards read. Not going to work out into a goal or a shot, but it's still possession for Stanislaus. They're back to that controlled style of Rocket League where they're just taking these long clears and putting it right back into the offensive end.
Yeah, and now it's once more Cookie Thief and Chapito trying to make something happen in the corner, but Gork with the transition out. Delta is there to quickly rob that ball. He's chasing his own ball down, doesn't find the dunk, but it doesn't matter because Chapito is there for the cleanup.
And that right there, that goal, came from the respect that Delta commands. JP and Cernox, something happened there on the back wall. I'm not sure what, but the fact is they both went to make a play on Delta's ball, not even thinking that Chapito might be there for Delta's miss, because with that double tap earlier, I mean, with the respect commanded, you have to expect Delta to hit that ball.
Yeah, you do have to give that respect over, but at the same time, you can't overcommit your team's resources like that. And so they were punished for it. And with a 2-goal lead with 40 seconds left, this game is looking to be in Stanislaus' favor. Now Delta, he puts it off the backboard, finds double touch, it's off the post. Can they get it down? No, they can't, as Cookie puts it off the crossbar on that far side.
30 seconds here, and we've seen very little offense from the Replay Stallions in the last minute and a half or so. That control starting to get to them, but reminiscent of game one, where it was the same way, where they didn't have too much possession, but at the very end, they made it an interesting one. Not going to happen here. The series lead is going to go back into the hands of Stanislaus, but replay Stallions, still a good bit to show for this game 3.
Yeah, a good bit to show, but this ball does need to hit the ground first. Now, JP is going to try and find one, but the ball does hit the turf. And that is officially game 3 going over to Stanislaus right now. And I have to say that was a much better performance out of Stanislaus, especially the rest of the team there, because that was, that's 15 goal or shots, right? I'm reading
Yes.
that right. 15 shots on net. That is an astounding amount of offensive pressure that they put onto the Stallions, who only managed to get 4 shots on target.
And it was Chapito and Cookie Thief that were facilitating the offense there. I mean, between the two of them, all the goals scored, and 3 of those 4 assists came from the Delta, sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard. That's something that CSU should be happy about. I mean, they won the game with Cookie Thief kind of facilitating the offense, plus Chapito in tow cleaning up goals and assisting when they're not scoring. So, fantastic showing from Stanislaus. Now, once again, it is the replay Stallions put in a position where they have to answer back.
Yes, they have to answer back and answer pretty convincingly as well, because while it's important just to get a game off your opponents, if you do it just by capitalizing on the enemy's mistakes, it doesn't feel as good if you just outman them and outplay them yourselves. But with that said, it is Stanislaus once more with the offensive pressure. It is Chapito there looking for a bit of a cheeky challenge there in the offensive end, but now that ball does come all the way out. Delta is trying to get the transition here. We're just watching. It's going to be potentially a free ball here, and it is going to be Cookie Thief taking that free ball all the way home.
And then when Delta's called upon, he delivers the transition down, beating 2, and then demoing the last man. That was perfect. Made it so easy for his teammates. This is now the full team performance I was expecting out of Stanislaus. They are looking well on track to booking their spot in the postseason, but still a lot left to play here. 1-goal lead, I have a feeling, in this game 4 is not going to be enough. As replay Stallions, they have scored at least 1 goal in all 3 games so far.
Bit of a double commit, but a good shot. It probably would have went high, but it forced the save out of Gork, who's looking to bring this one out, though. The ball does get a little bit away from him, wins the challenge against Delta. So Cookie tries to transition, but Gork still there on the wall. He puts it high. It's going to drop in front of the net dangerously, but no one is there from the Stallions. Bit of a missed opportunity, I would say, as now Stanislaus has an opportunity to transition out. Good challenge by JP in the corner. He's looking to center it. He does. Is there a teammate there? Oh no! It was a crossbar save there. The 4th man coming in clutch for Stanislaus, but Cernox once more puts the ball on target. And it seems like the Stallions are stampeding with their own offensive pressure right now.
Well, it's good to see them trying to answer back quickly, but the defense holding so far, and this from Delta should mean offense back on the field for Stanislaus. Well, that second touch not optimal. Still stays in the hands of a blue card. Chapito, a solid step forward, but Cookie's even missed, and that will concede possession right back. The replay Stallions, and with this opening, we'll see what they can do, but right now, Delta, he's once again everywhere on this pitch.
Yeah, so Delta with great backboard defense as well, definitely controlling the deep balls pretty well here, but without boost, there's not much he can do, and that's off the crossbar once more. He dives across the net, but it's Chapito who has to make the save coming in from that rear post rotation. And now the Stallions are starting to find gaps in Delta's armor right now. You know, he can't make the saves if he doesn't have the boost to make them. But that's okay, because Stanislaus, they get the transition, they can rotate, stock up on boost, and look to strike back at the Stallions.
Stallions trying to capitalize on mistakes again. That seems to have been their MO in this series. It worked quite well in game 2. Well, it's a good beat from JP's, and Gork missing that. JP's will step back up and pop it towards net. If a miss, Chapito will step in, try and cover up that blunder defensively. Under 2 minutes left to play. If this were game 1, I would say this lead was somewhat safe, but with the misses that we're starting to see from Stanislaus, I'm not so sure, Cyro.
Yeah, and the thing we're also seeing is that Stanislaus is getting a little bit boost starved. We actually just watched one of their players sit on the pad until it respawned because they didn't have the boost to make any plays. But with a minute 25 left on the clock, it is going to be the Stallions with tempo, with pressure, and Delta trying to come off the backboard to make a save, but he can't. And just like that, it's tied at 1 apiece.
Mistake from Delta, yes, but also that was a great point you brought up. Boost starvation. I panned through all 3 blue cars when you brought that up, and they all had less than 40 boost, and Delta, I believe, was the lowest of them all, leading to that back wall blunder and eventually the equalizer from Replay Stallions. So nice pressure. It turned into a mistake defensively for CSU, and now a minute left to play, and it's a ball game.
Yeah, it's definitely the ball game here. So the transition trying to come out from Stanislaus there, but great challenges out of the Stallions. Keep it in the offensive zone. Good save there from another Chupito, but an excellent shot, and Cookie gets the redirect to send it across the net, and that was still a dangerous shot, a dangerous save. But they keep it out at the end of the day, and now Stanislaus finally in the offensive zone for a little bit. Delta goes high, he goes flying, can't quite find the touch, but Cookie Thief sends it back. He's following through on his own ball right now, but it's taken away by JP. It's Chupito with a centering shot from the corner. Stanislaus is there, Delta almost had the dunk. Now Cookie should be able to get the next clear. He's up for it. He doesn't quite get the touch needed, but he does find a touch, and this is definitely a dangerous ball right now as we get down to the final 20 seconds.
A flurry of shots. There's nearly another one, but Gork again getting a touch and getting in the way of Stanislaus's quality look. So 10 seconds now. It's looking like to be a 0-second play from either side, and JP will start us off with a hit into the corner. Delta pop up the side wall. Cernox in shot blocked. Ball still up. Gork going to pinch it along that side wall. JP's catching it before it touches the dirt. Cookie Thief now on the back wall. Lengthy clear, and this should touch. Yes, it does. We got our first overtime of the series.
Yeah, first overtime in game 4 right now. Series is 2-1 in favor of Stanislaus. So they're definitely looking to extend that lead and get to match point with a victory here. But they got to get past the Stallions, who are looking mighty fine right now with the amount of pressure that they're generating. So Cookie Thief goes up for it, finds the touch, sends it deep. It's off the backboard. Doesn't get the double touch that he was looking for. But either way, that's pressure over to Stanislaus. And now JP's with a quick transition, shot on net. But Delta is there with boost to make that save. Trying to transition out himself now. Doesn't quite have the boost and overshoots the ball just a little bit. But still, that gets it out of their zone, which has been a rare sight as of late.
Now Stanislaus, a big chance here. But again, deep rotations. Not going to throw away this opportunity. Delta up in the air, looking for a double, but Gork will thwart his efforts again. Gork has been a huge presence on the back line of the Replay Stallions. Not there right now. His teammates going to have to double commit for that save. And ball still in the hands of CSU. It's getting hairy right now. If you're a Replay Stallions fan, they need a clear. They need it quick.
Yeah, finally, Stanislaus is getting the shots on target. Gork with an excellent save there. Definitely coming in clutch for his team. Now with the transition, but Chupito is up for it. He keeps the ball in the defensive zone. Gets back on the wall. Delta with the challenge there. It's over to Cookie Thief, who sends it just a tiny bit wide. But Gork once more with the goal line save. And oh my, is the pressure too much to save? But no, it doesn't matter because Chupito manages to ram that one home, taking the overtime victory.
I thought for sure right there Gork was going to work some magic, because that would have been an incredible ball to keep out. Save after save made by the man in the yellow Dominus. Unfortunately, though, couldn't make that last one, and CSU going to take the game off of their 11 shots. That was a barrage we saw in extra time, and the Replay Stallions defense, despite Gork's best efforts, those 5 saves just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it was definitely an entertaining series to watch because the Stallions, they had so much pressure for so long that it felt like Stanislaus was starting to get suffocated there. But overtime came around and suddenly the script was reversed, and it was Stanislaus as normal with a onslaught of shots and offensive pressure. And so we are now into game 5, match point for Stanislaus.
All 3 of the wins for CSU in this series have come when they shoot in the double digits. So the key for Replay Stallions is hold your opponent out of offense. Great save. Not exactly going along with my strategy, but a save is a start.
Yeah, Delta with a great opportunity there and a fortunate save coming out of the Stallions. So definitely sets the tempo early for this one. Cookie with good clear. He's going to try and transition this one out, but that is going to be a corner challenge. And that ball is just hopping in front of the net. Not quite a controlled touch coming out of Delta, but he still finds the clear. Doesn't find the corner touch to get it past JP, so he clears it back out. He almost had a shot there, but Cookie with a great defensive touch. Just getting enough to guide it. Bit of a pass, but it goes straight over to Gork's hood. And another challenge. Oh, it's starting to get tense as teams are double committing and getting aggressive with their physicality.
That was a miscommunication from CSU. They had a chance for a great counterattack, but Delta and Chapito not on the same page, not going to help your efforts, but good shooting might if you're allowed to shoot. Great demo from Gork, and that ball going to sail wide, still scoreless. Not if Delta has anything to say about it. Another phenomenal bump. Gork moving everywhere now, trying to hit in the counter. No can do, but MVP performance so far from Gork if Replay Stallions can turn this around and take the series.
Definitely seems to be a Delta versus Gork match in terms of the MVPs. But Delta trying to style, he puts it over for his teammate, but Cookie couldn't quite get the touches. Is interrupted now. JP sends a Jeep. He's looking for the touch, but he puts it off the close backboard, and Delta robbing Gork of that empty net there as well. Whoa. Okay, so JP's collecting that one right in front of his net. He's going to try and transition out, but Delta there with the challenge. And Gork not quite finding the touch next, so now it's Cernox that has to come up. Chapito puts that one dead in the midfield. JP's there with the challenge as well. So this game is definitely feeling tense.
All alone on the back wall, but does phenomenally, keeping it out of the hands of Gork for the most part. A shot does ring out, but off target, close opportunity for the Replay Stallions. Stanislaus going to have to find it clear, and they'll catch Gork out right there. Back to the ball, and he will have to retreat to the back wall.
Oh, there it is.
Can't do anything about it. Cookie Thief receiving that pass from Delta, and Stanislaus on the board first.
Yeah, just Delta with a great center and clear, and Cookie reading his teammate's mind was right there to dunk it home. And that is the first goal of Game 5 here. And definitely not as high scoring as previous games have been.
Halfway point. Trying to fix that was Cookie Thief. Can't find the second though, and Delta can't be that menace in the midfield that he has been. JP shot top right. Big save from Delta. Menace on the back line at the very least, but won't escape the defensive end. Gork not quite sure. Oh, that is off the crossbar. My word, that was dangerous. Close. Dangerous spot, you're right, for the Replay Stallions, but they are fortunate to get out of it.
Yes, they were definitely fortunate because there wasn't quite the follow-through ready. But still, you gotta be clenching a little bit harder there, seeing another one of those crossbar saves, because the crossbar has been working hard for both teams tonight. So right now it has definitely favored Stanislaus as they're looking to get out of their own zone, but the Stallions are challenging every ball. And oh, that was a dangerous bounce right in front of Gork, but he couldn't quite capitalize on it. Now Chapito, he has an excellent opportunity here, puts it a little bit wide so he can't quite follow through. But Delta misses the challenge there as Gork takes it high off the wall. Gork trying to come down with it, but he gets stemmed by Delta, and this could be an excellent time for a transition play.
That's Gork, that's big. Double commit though. It seems like every time a shot from Stanislaus gets past Gork, there's a double commit from the other two players on our Replay Stallions side to try and make that save, and they do for the most part. So credit to them, but saves not what they need right now. Replay Stallions still down one with a minute left, and that clear going to help their efforts, but they have to turn it into something.
Oh, is this a something?
They will.
This is a something there, and they work hard on that 1-inch line to really bury this ball home, but they do tie it up with 41 seconds left on the clock.
And Gork going to get credit for this goal, as they should, as they set it up, but what a 50 from Cernox, completely stifling Delta on the back line there. And they've gotten so many saves from that position to negate that and turn it into a passing opportunity for Gork is phenomenal. 30 seconds left, all tied up. Gork, maybe a double there, a nice little pass. Not going to happen, and Stanislaus trying to hit back quickly, and that's a chance. That is off the post, and it stays out. Big read from JP's.
Yeah, you can tell that Stanislaus do not want this one to go to overtime. They want to end it first, but now Delta, he can get the save. It's going to be tight as Gork is there for the challenge, and oh my, this game, oh, it is tight, but they end it with an overtime here, or they don't end it, they go to overtime. Ooh, replay, they're on the cusp of defeat, so they need a Game 5 victory here if they want to stay in this series.
2 straight overtimes in this best of 7, and this will be the 3rd game that ends at a 2-1 scoreline. Don't know what those stats have to do with like favoring either team, but fun little numbers game. Stanislaus, though, did win that overtime earlier. That's more of a useful statistic, and they will start off on the offensive end. Cookie Thief has been deadly in extra time. I was hunting for a demo there, didn't find it, but it allowed Chapito to have that ball uncontested. They couldn't do anything with it out of the corner, and so offense for Stanislaus going to reset with that pass off the back wall from Delta. Maintaining that midfield control right now, Cyro Stims, is the name of the game for Stanislaus.
Yeah, and Stallions having to make a save there on a shot by Delta. Delta not quite the boost for the double touch there. Oh, Chapito, that was a great shot, but you were, I'm going to say you may have been robbed there as the defender came flying across off the backboard to get that save. But still, Stanislaus with pressure here off the backboard. And Delta just coming out of nowhere to get the dunk and this series winning goal.
It's fitting that it's a pass from Cookie Thief to Delta to finish off this series for Stanislaus and book their spot in the playoffs, because Cookie Thief was so good at setting up plays that entire series, and Delta, the finisher, capping this one off with a W and barely sneaking his squad into that number 4 spot. CSU was postseason bound.
Yeah, just a fantastic series here out of Stanislaus. They did struggle a little bit. They did show some chinks in the armor, but overall, it was a great performance. And
Yes.
it was Delta with a solo performance early, but later on, as this series grew, it was the Stanislaus team really starting to step forward and shine together, because Cookie and Chapito had some great games, had quite a lot of offensive opportunities themselves, but still, Delta was the MVP, and even in this last game 5 here, they racked up 11 shots as a team. And so that offensive prowess is definitely consistent for Stanislaus.
And they had 11 shots in that last game as well. So every game they won, they shot in double digits. There's your tip right now. If the division beat number 1 seed, if that's all set up, I don't know what the standings looking like over there, but if you're going to play Stanislaus in the playoffs, you better keep them shooting minimally, because if they have their way offensively, you're going to have a tough time stopping them, especially Delta and Cookie Thief, who look so good in that offensive end. Cyro Stims, but replay Stallions, to their credit, they played a great season, and they took a game, a pretty convincing game, off of a Stanislaus that looks so good tonight.
Yes, and credit where credit is due. As you said, the replay Stallions, they did play a good game. And despite it being a 4-1 series score, the entire series was competitive. Sure, they got outshot, but Gork, the man, was rivaling Delta at nearly every opportunity. And they definitely were looking promising. It just didn't go in their favor tonight. But that is Stanislaus with the series lead, with the playoffs secured. And I look forward to what they show us in the postseason, because I hope Delta has more of those spectacular highlight plays.
Yes, well, I hope so too. Postseason definitely the place to be having those plays. But that will do it for us tonight. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to Rhino VOD for streaming for us. Cyro for joining me in the booth. I'm Mr. Bepic. We'll see you next time.